Hello, my name is Ashley Baker. I'm a graduate student at the University of Oregon studying costume design, and this is part 2 of how to create a head bubble. So I've already done the process where I had my hair set up for a wig, and then I used a Ziploc bag to create this bubble that's on here to recreate my head and my hairline. So this section is going to be about getting this set up on the wig head. So now that I've got it pinned on here already, which while not perfect, it'll do for what we have because we're working with styrofoam heads this quarter. I will need to now use my tape and tape this to my wig head. So I want to start here in the center front. I'm actually going to remove this pin, put it slightly back. See if I can get this down as flat as I can. I'm gonna have to end up warping this a little bit to get it to fit the wig head, and quite frankly, I'm just gonna live with it. I'm okay with things being just a little bit smaller in this case, because I'll get a snugger fit when I put on a wig later on that's been styled on this. So you can see I've gone along here and along this side. I think that it'll be okay. So the way that I'm going to do this is how I set up a lace front wig as well, where I start from the center here and then I work my way down on both sides pretty evenly and go towards the back. So I've done this side here, then I'm gonna go along on the left, continuing to tape this down. There we go. Cut off that little bit of excess. I think it's okay if I just take it in a little bit here. I'm gonna keep going around with this tape as best I can. This really does work significantly better with a canvas wig head, not gonna lie. Okay. But it's not doing too bad. Okay, so I'm going to continue on, going down the back here. I'm getting the tape. And it's okay to go over the hairline with these pieces of tape. And it's actually a pretty good thing because then you won't have to do it as much later on. You will at some point need to cover up all these markings that you've made with tape because you don't want any of this ink to get on any of the wigs that you're styling, and you don't want to accidentally smudge it at some point. So right now it looks kind of like it may have been a little bit smudged at some points here, but that's actually just the ends of the Ziploc bag that are still stuck underneath there. So I'm actually going to go around with one more layer of tape along the edges of here, just to be sure that I've got the entire wig head covered and that this thing isn't going to move or warp anymore when I move on to my next step. And by the way, this is what my hair turns into when I take out the pin curls. So it is lovely, it is curly, it will only last about 2 hours because my hair can't do anything. Okay, I am almost done taping here. This piece is way too big for what I needed. That's okay. I will just save that piece for later. So now that feels pretty secure, which is what we want. So from here, you're going to take your seam ripper and you're going to come to a point at the top of your head here. You can see I'm going to go for right around here. And you're going to cut a slit here at the top that's about 4 inches wide. It doesn't need to be exact, but it needs to work. There we go. That's okay. I didn't get entirely through the Ziploc bag. That's incredible. Okay. That's really only about 3 inches right now, so I'm going to take it a little bit further out. Okay. And I tried to center it as best I could, but now you can see there is an opening. And I can start taking my paper towels and shredding them into smaller pieces. And I can stick in here so I can start stuffing the head. You want these pieces to be kind of flat. This is a bit of a difficult spot because this already fits fairly snug at this point. And I'm purposely using this specific rat tail comb instead of this one because I'm very worried that the metal on here, when I stick it in here, might actually go through all of the plastic. So I'm just going to continue stuffing as much as I can through this area here. That was a good one. And I find if you do kind of flatter pieces, it'll want to go farther for you. This guy tucked in on itself a little bit. You weren't supposed to do that. There we go. I'm just going to keep going around this hole. Until I feel like I can't stuff anymore. And this part can be a little bit time consuming. It's going to take a lot of small pieces. There we go. You want to fill it up as much as you can because you want to recreate that tightness that was on your head. You want to do this fairly evenly throughout so you don't get any uneven bumps. So you can see it's starting to fill out more here in the back. So it's recreating a big old bump on the back of my head. That still doesn't really feel that stuffed there. I'm gonna keep stuffing the paper towels in that area. So another material that you can use aside from tissue paper or newspapers or paper towels. I know everyone's like hoarding cleaning supplies right now, so maybe using paper towels is not the greatest idea. But you can use that like weird plasticky Easter grass as well, and you'll get the same result. Basically, you want something that is malleable enough you can stuff into a space so you can recreate the shape of your head. So that's starting to feel better. Yep. It's a little bit lumpy, but I think I'm willing to live with that. I feel like this takes significantly more time when I have to do it for a camera. But I'm just gonna keep on going with this. It's feeling better there. And there's enough space in this area now that I can actually get my finger in here a little bit, which is kind of nice. You really want to make sure that it's tight and even. Hopefully you tape this well enough that as you're doing this, the tape doesn't fall apart on you. Because if that does, then this entire thing is gonna fall apart. And then you'll have to redo the whole process and probably get another headache through it. Getting close to being done with this area. And that is why I'm using this comb instead of the metal one. This is a very repetitive but kind of relaxing process in its own way. I have found that working with wigs in general is just really relaxing to me. Working with real people hair on an actual person's head actually kind of gives me a lot of anxiety. However, when I work with wigs, I feel a lot better and more comfortable, and it tends to be a much better experience for me. And I think it comes from the fact that I don't feel judged by a wig, whereas I feel kind of judged when I do it on a person because I don't know what they think of what I'm doing, or if I'm hurting them, or if I'm not doing a good enough job. Really, any of that. And that's why wigs are fun to me. I was never the kind of person growing up who really liked doing other people's hair. I usually liked being the one who got their hair done. However, now I have short hair, so that doesn't quite work well anymore. But I have found that working with wigs is a way better experience for me. Okay. I'm getting very close with the top of this here. So now I feel pretty good with that. I'm going to take a piece of tape and I'm going to close up this slit. I'm going to stick one more piece of tape on there because I don't think I quite got it well enough. So from here, what you're going to do is either go a little ways up and continue, or a little ways down. I think that I'm going to go a little bit down here. So I'm going to open myself up another hole, a few inches wide. And I'm going to begin this whole process again down here. Okay. I'm trying to get these deep into here as I can. And it's actually a little bit easier doing this down here because the process that I did up here already started to push the bubble out. So I don't have to try as hard to stuff these paper towels in here. See, I'm starting to get on this side here, it's filling out, it's sticking out a little bit more from the wig head, which is what we want to see. And I'm getting a fairly smooth transition in the back here. You want to be sure that this is as even as you can possibly get it. Good news here is that this one is filling up much faster than the top section. So that's really good to me. It is stuffed, and just like the last time, I'm gonna close up the slit that I made. Okay, now I'm gonna go back towards the top, and the directions that we normally see say to stay more in the middle, I'm actually gonna go on the sides here because I'm noticing that I'm having a difficult time reaching these areas. So I'm gonna cut another slit right here. Make sure you get through that Ziploc bag too. The seam ripper is having a little bit of trouble doing that. There we go. Okay. We're just gonna continue on with this same process. Wow, this is tight. That is a good sign. And this side looks like it's going to be done fairly quickly here, which is good. Don't flip that on me there. Okay. I'm liking how that is looking there. I'm going to close it up again. Then I'm going to go over to this side and open it up. I'm getting through the Ziploc bag, which is what I want. And I'm just going to continue this process. You do need to put some effort behind the rat tail comb here, just to really stuff it in, but you want to make sure that you don't accidentally rip anything in the process. Which, if you did your taping right, that shouldn't happen. So if you notice, you can't see any of the original Ziploc anymore. And that's what you want. So I'm gonna call this almost done here in a bit. And hopefully I don't run out of time on this video. I'm gonna go down in here just a bit. Just fill in that area. I think that is fairly good. A little bumpy there, but we'll see if when I close this up, I can get rid of that. Okay. So then from here, you're going to want to put one more layer of tape across this entire piece just to really secure it all down. And then from there, you'll have your finished head bubble. Thanks for watching.